5 months of full-blown. I'm doing videos on it.
The dick.
You're involved in a trauma cycle.
Give me a 9-inch dildo.
It's not even anything.
And right now, NASA figured out how to get the biggest dick in the world. Because they did it with magic.
Best thing to do with placenta.
Can I squirt out of it?
Maybe in 2 weeks I'll start seeing it, like I'll freak out again, but like right now I'm pretty close to
Squirting!
And if that makes me less entertaining to watch, I don't care either.
Can you hear me now? I'm gonna put this in my mouth. It's a dick. All about getting them dicks.
I don't care anymore at all.
I can't afford it. I gotta watch my pornos. It'd be nice to not have to watch your pornos. That was my budget.
Look at that big dick squirting. Oh yeah, baby. On a giant dick with fire coming out of it.
It'd be nice to be the Jolly Green Giant, and they forced me to suck them off in a closet.
I was just a piece of meat for that dude.
BB, I need help. My fiance's mom's aunt passed from COVID, or how she told the hospital. She was elderly. As a result, though, she's worried and considers me. I don't care at all. That woman is a fucking retard. Once you understand that, everything makes sense.
Because it's about the dicks.
I have to go to the gay bar every day.
Quick, touch your asshole.
Must be nice.
It's like in a bar, it's like $5 per. People go out and have 8
dicks.
Not think twice about it. It's $40 plus, maybe $10 in tipping, depending on how drunk you get. $50 could buy you 50
dicks.
Guys, I used to be a drinker.
You think it's tough to rape a guy? You think it's tough to become sexually aroused by a guy and fuck the guy?
It might be nice. You can be banned for life. I don't have to squirt, and I'm jerking off, and
I'm obsessed with dicks.
I know what they're doing. I can hear the zipping from my end of the phone. Just zip.
Obsessed.
Just zip.
Obsessed.
Either they just got done jerking off or they're about to start. Like, I can hear the zips. It's like a sea of 1,000 zips. It's just like,
must be
It's squirting on a level that's tough to fathom.
Next, he's gonna make us put the dildo in our ass.
I'm gonna put you on the ground. I'm gonna fuck your asshole.
that's when you pivot. Right, just walk away. Must be nice.
Alrighty, folks, good evening and welcome to episode number 3 of the Gamma Hugbox. I am one of your hosts, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting here live from South Florida, joined as always by Apex Gamma, also the co-host of the Whitfield Report, and Scorpio, who is the Gamma in Chief. No one will ever compare to the Gamma in Chief because he is the top Gamma. So.
Well, there's speculation on that. I mean, Apex, Gamma in Chief. I mean, depending on how you slice that grammatically, or I don't know.
We've come to
What's up, Chad? How you doing, guys?
We've come to an uneasy agreement about this.
That's right. Scorpio, Gamma in Chief, is the political head, and I run the animal kingdom of the Gamma world.
There you go. It's a compromise.
All right. Yeah. How you doing tonight, guys? How you doing, chat?
How was there any gay stuff that led to this agreement or whatever?
The only gay thing we've done is room wax. That's it.
Well, now, not to mention the fist fight in the woods under a blood moon that one time.
Oh yeah. I was there. So
yeah, I mean, we dosed you up on GHB and tequila, so I doubt you remember any of it. It's like you were in like a fugue state. So we just needed a witness, drugged.
He was there, but he wasn't there.
I do remember at one point I was in a bordel of blood at some point. That I do remember, but the fight my memory's a bit hazy on that part.
The outcome is between Scorpio and I, which is why publicly we hold the position we do. That's all you need.
But anyway, folks, welcome to episode number 3 of the Gamma Hugbox. And real quick, thanks to Bruce City for that hilarious Ellen Must Be Nice video. I kind of like that as the intro to this whole thing, just because that video, which I've got to give Bruce City credit for, is really just, it sums up Owen so well, what he's all about and what Teddy Spaghetti is also all about, and just how absurd this whole thing is. So big shout out to Brew. Thanks.
Yeah, shout out, Brew. That's awesome. Thank you, Bruce City.
Thanks for
Go ahead.
I'm sorry I kind of hijacked your video, but it fits so well with the
Oh, they didn't make that for you. Okay. Right on.
Not
cool, though.
Not yet. But
Gonna get a copyright strike.
Yeah, man, they're gonna strike you down.
Well, I credited the author though, so they don't.
Well, listen, that's a pretty good segue into what I was hoping we could do tonight, and kind of just generally laugh about some lolcows. But the whole idea of striking channels down, I don't know how much you guys were able to read or watch up on the whole Frank Hassle versus Boogie situation, but that whole thing started because Frank Hassle, I mean, he just fucks with people. He's never like he throws hot dogs on the ground in front of strangers and is like, bro, you dropped your hot dogs, and they get real shitty with him, and they, like, that's the kind of content he makes. But he started talking shit on Boogie not long ago, a few months back rather, and Boogie kind of brigaded his channel with his fans. This is the speculation that Boogie had his fans mass flag Frank's channel, which is why Frank started paying attention to him, which led to Boogie firing a gun in the air in a school zone in the direction of both an elementary school and a church this week. So I don't know if that was a hard segue or not, but I find the whole thing incredibly fascinating.
That was a hardcore segue, I will say that. So
mass flagging. That's where I was going. Well, okay. Anyway.
No, I did watch. I did watch up on that. I got the video you sent, and then I watched a couple more, and yeah, it's a pretty intense situation. I just as far as hard segue goes, I guess to prep, let the audience know that we're going to be talking about various drama and
lolcows and stuff, including Owen Benjamin. But that was just the first one that, like, I thought I saw a window there with the whole flagging, copyright strike thing. And again, hard
and
segue, but
that seemed to be the impetus of this whole thing. Now, it goes. It's it's something we can all relate to, being to various degrees, being active on YouTube or trolling people on YouTube or whatever the case might be. But that's the issue we're dealing with here, is trolling. It's trolling that got out of hand. As far as Frank Hassle is concerned, he's just a what would you call it? A professional troll, Apex?
He's the chaotic neutral. By personality.
Well, I was watching one video. He said he was chaotic evil. So.
Well, yeah, for sure. And listen, man. I'm not the most experienced with Frank Hassle, but Boogie's been on the internet for a long time, and Boogie is famous for a lot of things, including, I hate to say playing the victim, but he's kind of done. He's played the victim for most of his YouTube career, and things like threatening suicide, which is not fucking cool. Oops, forgot to mute my phone. Sorry, guys. And so, for me, on the face of it, yeah, Frank went too fucking far. But knowing the timeline and being as familiar with, the situation as I am, because like I watched the Frank Hassle versus Boogie on Ethan Ralph's kill stream, was it like a month or two ago? And laughed at that. And Frank said, he's like, I'm coming, dude. I'm good, and he did say some I mean, it was just verbal shit posting. It was things like, it sounded like threats, but they were like, I'm gonna shit down your neck, or like I'm gonna put a ball gag on you, and fucking humiliate you in front of your neighbors. You know what I mean? Like walking down the street.
Well-
it was the type of things that nobody would take seriously.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't. Most people wouldn't is the point that I'm trying to make. And when Frank Hassle showed up in Boogie's town and posted a picture, like in his 3 miles from his house, then Boogie went on Keemstar's show and was like, did that interview that Keemstar didn't release originally because Boogie says like 25 times that he's gonna fucking shoot Frank, he's gonna murder him, and he's gonna take pleasure in it, or some degree of that. And now they live in Boogie lives in Arkansas, which has castle doctrine law, which means anybody sets foot on a blade of grass of your property and you feel threatened, you can fucking shoot them. But as far as the law is concerned, if you can pull a gun out and fire a warning shot, that's not castle doctrine because you didn't feel threatened. Threatened enough to pull that gun and fire it. If you're shooting it in the air, you're not scared. You're trying, you're using, you're threatening by deadly force instead of using deadly force to protect yourself. So I'm just curious where this whole thing's going to land. I don't think either of them are necessarily right. I've seen a lot of speculation that it's fake. Matt Jarbo was talking about that, and Boogie actually showed up on Matt Jarbo's stream and talked all kinds of mad shit to him about that, speculating that it may be fake because Keemstar was involved. And anybody that's been on fucking YouTube any amount of time and knows anything about Drama Alert, like there's a lot of fake that goes on there. But yeah, I mean, barring all that, I mean, there's got to be legal. I've not seen an actual police report though, so the speculation that it's fake is still valid.
Yeah, it might take a little while to get that.
Yeah,
A few days.
so you just sent me a thing on Wikipedia for what castle doctrine is. So
Yeah, there's actually some interesting things in there. If you scroll down, there's a section that says conditions of use.
yeah, well
And I don't know.
I've got that up on the screen.
Yeah, can you read that off? Because I'm not sure what that is.
So yeah,
The actual important part is scroll down to the section that says conditions of use. I can read it if you want me to, Sam.
Sure. My widgets are. I would kind of have to move my widgets for the recording software. So, but
Okay. Now this is just a kind of a general overview, but some of these bullet points here. An intruder must be making or have made an attempt to unlawfully or forcibly enter an occupied residence, business, or vehicle.
Ooh.
So it's pretty specific. It doesn't say. I mean, and that's what Boogie said. That line about stepping on a blade of grass. It doesn't say that here. And another point is the intruder must be acting unlawfully. Okay, and it just goes on to say that you can't use it against police officers. In other words, the occupants of the home must reasonably believe the intruder intends to inflict serious bodily harm or death upon an occupant of the home. Let me see. Also, some states allow for lesser felonies such as arson or burglary, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's clear that Frank wasn't gonna harm the man. He was just trolling him, is what it was.
He was knocking on his door and calling him a faggot and an N-word and like telling him to shoot him. Like you know what I mean? So it's just the most extreme version of IRL shitposting that we've ever seen against an especially like vulnerable target. And I mean, it does seem. Go ahead.
Listen to this. Listen to this last point here, because I think this really is a strike probably the death blow against Boogie. The occupants of the home must not have provoked or instigated an intrusion, or provoked, instigated an intruder's threat or use of deadly force. So, as we saw in that video that you linked, and in several other videos that have covered this, um, Boogie was egging him on. I mean, the whole time he's saying, "Come to my house, come to my house."
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
you cannot invite an intruder to your house to shoot them under castle doctrine.
exactly.
Like, and I mean, yeah, of course, I was being a little facetious when I was quoting him. Like, if you set,
Sure.
that foot on the blade of grass of your lawn, but I mean, reasonably speaking, if someone is walking down the street with a fucking rifle or something, and you fear for you have prior interaction with him. If Frank Hassle was walking up to his yard with a GoPro on his head and a fucking pistol strapped to his hip, that would be a different story. But that wasn't the case. He was wearing a shirt with like I don't even remember what was on it, but it was so clearly IRL shit posting, and that's why it's so hard I think for people to buy it, and why I'm still going back and forth. I'm not sure. I don't know. I would lose a lot of respect for Frank. Not that I had a whole lot for him in the first place, but because all he does is he just talks shit to people. But he's the alpha shit talker, if I've ever seen one on the internet, or he's up there anyway. So yeah, man, I don't know. I'm not sure where I stand on it. I don't think it's cool to show up to people's houses, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Where do you guys stand on this?
Well, I mean, I think that like IRL streamer stuff is just weird in general, and this is kind of what I keep going back to is with this whole Owen thing, prior to me knowing who Owen was, I really didn't know all that much about, kind of the whole streaming subsect of the internet. I was kind of a normie, as it were, until this. Like, I knew who PewDiePie, I knew who PewDiePie was because
I fucking know who PewDiePie was.
he's kind of the one who started it all, but like up until the whole Owen thing, I didn't know anything about like the Kill Stream or Ethan Ralph or Internet Blood Sports or anything like that. So this whole thing with with Boogie, it just kind of seemed like, to me it all kind of reminds me of the Kardashians and the whole reality show drama, like that was on TV 10 years ago.
Well, you know what it's more closely akin to, as the great sage of the internet, Mr. Medicare, has put it. It's Jerry Springer. It's more like Jerry Springer.
Yeah. That's good.
Everybody loves a shit show, and that's basically what it is. And the real appeal with like the internet blood sports thing is the audience interaction. The way it was always a smaller corner of the internet, and the people that would do streams, in conjunction to IBS, be it Tonkasol or Ethan Ralph or fucking Cognitive Thought or T-Clips, the most premier clip channel of IBS for the 3 years running now. That's where you can catch up on all of this shit, because she does a fucking amazing job of piecing it all together, or clipping the relevant pieces of streams and such. But yeah, it's basically Jerry Springer for the modern age, with a wide. Imagine Jerry Springer with an audience of thousands,
right?
A chat that can interact and send super chats that can, directly intervene with the conversation, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's definitely degenerate. Internet blood sports is degenerate as fuck. I mean, it boils down to a lot of, I guess, what I've recently learned the definition of kayfabe. So it's a lot of that, and a lot of
there seems to be a big overlap with wrestling in a lot of these.
Yes, absolutely, especially in the origins. Like, the whole idea was cutting a promo, and like making a video talking shit on another creator, and using real life, whether it be their docs or facts about them as people, and it speculate wildly, and a lot of it was just bullshit. Most of the people making those videos knew the opposite would be true, which is why the blood sports would start. People would be like, dude, I thought you were my friend. Bro, this is the internet. And then, chaos
Right.
would ensue. And it was fun. That was before I found Owen Benjamin, quite frankly. So, I mean, IBS died a long fucking time. IBS died when Andy Worski showed up in a cage to fight Tonka Saw, and Tonka
Yeah,
Saw
that's-
didn't show up.
That's I would trace the end to that also. That was a
literally
huge shit show.
fucking- Yeah, that was fucking testicles, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. Fucking do the crucifix on the chest, and yep, it's dead. So yeah, I mean, it's for me, Sammy. I understand why you're not familiar with a lot of it, because it takes a certain kind of interest. Like some personality within the realm has to grab your attention, and you have to, be it you hate that person, or you find their takes interesting, or you find them funny. For me, it was Mr. Medicare, and originally the kill stream, I found an entertaining shit show. But
Well, it's very niche, that's for sure.
yeah, no, for sure, absolutely, it's niche. And it's funny that the show is titled, the Gamma Hugbox, and we've not really discussed hugboxes, but Ethan Ralph has become everything. Again, this is going to be over your head, Sammy, because you're not really into this. But anybody that's listening, and I think Scorpio can attest to this, is at least somewhat the fact that Ethan Ralph has become everything that he railed against for the past several years. He's worse than Matt Jarbo ever was, as far as flagging people down and just being a degenerate piece of shit. Moved a fresh 18-year-old across the country, stole her away from her family to impregnate her.
Yeah.
Just to own the AWOGs on the internet.
That one I actually did know about, though. Funny enough, when that happened, because that made mainstream news, and in fact, the local newspaper where I live actually picked that up, because at one point there was speculation that they might have taken up residence or something. Not residence, but they might have been holed up
Started talking
here
before she was 18. Yeah.
Here, where I am in Florida. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, there's some deep lore behind this shit, man. But yeah, this is probably not the best place to discuss this, because we're not all on the same page. But there was something else we had. What else? Mr. Shit, Rick Moran was a victim of a fucking knockout game or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking the most wholesome goddamn fucking person that's ever been in Hollywood ever.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
Go ahead, Sam. What do you think?
Well, I didn't read too much beyond the headline, but it was just one of those things where I just shook my head and went tisk tisk. What is
2020? Am I right?
Yeah, peak 2020. I mean, it's sad, but it doesn't really surprise me either, because here we are, and I don't. This isn't the Whitfield Awards. I don't want to go too much into politics, but here we have half of the country wishing the president dead on Twitter, and then the other half, not. So, yeah, this whole thing with making.
I have something to say about that too. But I feel like we can push that back a little bit, because I do want to talk about the whole POTUS COVID diagnosis. But
yeah.
Scorpio, I did want to ask you, because I didn't get to watch the video. What is the Is it a white man that punches little Mr. Moran?
Oh no, my friend.
No, it's not. I wasn't.
No,
I actually
he's-
wasn't sure because I haven't watched the video. But it's
No,
is,
yeah,
it, is it just a random black dude, or like a Mexican, or light skinned dude, or what? What are we talking? I'm sure it's
it
random.
appears it appears to be a man of a darker persuasion.
Ah, melanated. Okay.
Yeah, yes, extremely melanated.
Yeah. Did it get dark in here, or is it just me? No.
It's just that guy that punched Rick Moranis.
Yeah, right. It got dark in there. Fuck, especially for poor Mr. Moran. No, for real though, dude. That's fucking brutal. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen that, guys. Like, that's happened for years now. There's been random people, both black and white. I think a lot of white people. More recently, there was an elderly gentleman that was fucking skulled in the back of the fucking head with a brick by a young black man that, like literally fucking Pink Panther walked up behind him as he's, casually walking down the street. So, yeah, I mean, it's not the first time we've seen it, but the fact that it's fucking Rick Moran, of all people, like, go punch a meth addict.
I'm sorry, Apex. Did you mean to say Pink Panther or Black Panther?
No, I don't think Pink Panther fucking goes da-dum, 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 when he walks. That's kind of what he looked like as he was walking.
Yeah, so he was just, I mean, this happened in New York, and he was just walking down the streets of New York. It looked like it might have happened in front of his hotel or something. No, I don't think it was his home. But yeah, he's just walking down the street, walking down the sidewalk, and this black dude comes up and just clocks him, man. He fell to the ground. Let me see. He did not get robbed, but he says that I believe he said his hip, his arm, and his leg was in pain, so he had to go to the hospital.
Oh man.
And this man is 67, I believe. So yeah, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, and he hasn't been in a movie in like fucking 30 years because he's been taking care of his goddamn family.
Was he not in the that crappy remake, the Ghostbusters remake?
No.
Oh, maybe he was. I'm not sure because I didn't watch that because I don't watch SJW feminist bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't watch it either, but I figured all the old they had a lot of the old ones make cameos.
Well, now wait, because they did do a remake recently, or they were working on. I don't know what the status of that is, but where it was like the kids. What was it? Spangler's Kids or whatever, or not? Fuck, what's his name? Egon's daughter or whatever. Do you guys remember that trailer? That was like 2 fucking years ago, maybe. I don't even remember.
Yeah, I think I saw it on YouTube. I think that one fell through. I mean,
because that was gonna have the original cast as like the elderly folk with like a new generation of Ghostbusters coming up. Man, that bums me out. I forgot all about that until we started talking about this.
so it's on Breitbart too, Sam. You found it?
Yeah. So and I'm checking in the chat. Yeah. Sorry guys. I haven't figured out how to get the restream bot to do on both DLive and YouTube. So sorry that the chats won't cross over. So, but yeah, I know Bruce City. It is ultra gay. So.
Oh shit! So, dude, I was right both times. It was Spangler and Egon. Egon Spangler was his name. I too stoned.
But
so yeah, that's fucked up.
F in the chat
listen.
F in the chat for Rick Moranis.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, Black Lives Matter and young ne'er-do-well teens. Don't punch cherished Hollywood people. Like, aim for the the Jaden Smiths of the world, and the oh shit, he's black. That doesn't work. Shit, I don't know. Punch your mirror, I guess. Put some glass shards in your face.
Yeah, just behave and don't punch anyone. So
Yeah,
The wise words, my friend.
wise words indeed. So yeah, I mean, I guess we can move on to the dire news of the POTUS FLOTUS
well
thing.
real quick in other
Oh, yeah, go ahead. You're the boss.
I one of you guys linked something to me earlier today. I guess Mersh is picking our old pal Mersh is picking a fight with MC Jarbo or something like that.
Oh, did we link that?
Did I?
Yeah, you linked that. That was that's a longer running thread because I actually do remember. Excuse me, the that original post of Mersh. I'm pretty sure he was drunk. It was like, Matt, you're fucking pathetic. Your streams are,
Apex, you take that back.
What do you mean?
He was certainly not drunk. Mersh.
Okay, maybe not. Okay, for sure. No, he was no, listen. He was he just woke up and did his morning workout and drank some coffee and then was like, Matt Jarbo, your streams must be like your dick. Small. Period. To which Matt Jarbo replied, well, I you know, this isn't verbatim, but something to the degree of, well, unlike you, I don't equate my stream size to my dick. So, then again, that was a while back, but there was a more recent interaction between them, which Matt Jarbo once again kind of dropped the mic on Mersh, which Matt Jarbo has done a lot recently. I'm not a fucking fan of Matt Jarbo. I used to be until he started denouncing the entirety of the idea of Pizzagate. Like he took a really hardline stance anti-Pizzagate back in the day, and that's when I like officially quit watching him, and he never resurfaced again until he came onto the kill stream. But he has had a long few years, and he works a fucking full-time job. Well, I don't know if a full-time motherfucker drives for Uber Eats, but he makes good money. And he does his show where it's literally open line. Anybody can call in, and they talk all kinds, everything you can imagine kind of shit to him. And he does better than most people do. He does better than Ethan fucking Ralph does. He does better than anybody else from that community. So if you're measuring, against the past as far as the IBS community is concerned, the whole internet, real internet shit talk, talking shit about people for real, but on the internet, he's doing all right. I mean,
Well,
I gotta give him
at least
credit.
he has a job now.
Yeah, no, I think that's that's part of what humbled him. I don't know this for sure because I've never spoken to him personally, but yeah, I mean, it's what I feel like that's the solution for most fucking e-celebs. Go get a job. Go work a part-time fucking job, dude. Like, go work fucking 30 hours a week, 25 hours a week or something at a goddamn gas station or a truck stop or a fucking wherever you've got that you can make decent money as long as it doesn't interfere with your show. Go interact with the real world, pay fucking taxes, which, I mean, you theoretically have to do, making money on the internet anyway. But, I mean, you guys get my point. That real world fucking anchor, which is something Owen lost a long time ago, when he quit being what was he ever? I mean, what the fuck was Owen ever, actually?
I mean, I mean, that's a good
A comedian, I guess. I guess you could call him a comedian because he did have a couple of stand-up specials, like on Comedy Central and stuff. That's actually the first time I ever saw Owen, and I didn't even think he was funny. But I remembered seeing him when he started popping into my fucking YouTube feed. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this dude. He's a fucking comedian. They fucking got me. They got me. It was like an 8-year plan, and they fucking got me.
I do want to share some insight on Owen real quick, and that question of what was he ever. You actually kind of segued into something that I wanted to discuss. Now I don't have any.
Look, went from hard segue to smooth segue. Go ahead, Sammy.
I don't have any documentation for this, but I was talking to a friend, IRL, who is admittedly kind of an open mic comic. He's been doing comedy for about 2 years, and we went to high school together. So I talked to him for like the first time about a month ago, and we were just talking comedy, and we were talking comedians, and he's like, yeah, I noticed you've been beefing with that Owen Benjamin guy a bit on the internet. And I said, yeah, so I kind of told him the whole story with the gummies and everything else, and I said, what I don't understand is how he could even be a comedian. And my friend goes, me neither. I'm an open mic, and I know open micers who are way funnier than Owen even was in his prime. And I mean, I know comedy is subjective, but see, that's also the point that Owen doesn't get. He says, guys, I'm objectively funny. Well, that's an impossible.
Yeah.
That's an impossible stand.
Right. I don't mean to cut you off, but that's a very good point, because comedy is by nature subjective. It can't be objective. Nothing can be objectively funny. And that's the common phrase out of the fat bear's fucking mouth.
And it's
he's top 5.
Now, but I do have to push back a little bit, Sammy, because having had a little bit of distance, and I have to admit, even before my little brother died, which is pushing a year now, but before I started really stopping making clips, like, I started finding Owen more funny than I used to. And, like, clearly not because he was trying to be, but I also started taking into account that maybe he was trying to be by appearing to not be, like, leaning into the role of just lolcow, kind of like Ethan Ralph is doing, just a different way. You know, Owen's going the conservative Christian, homesteader / fucking farmer route, and Ethan Ralph is going the white supremacist, secret Nazi. Like, I'm gonna appeal to like a non-existent niche of the internet. Well, and I won't say non-existent, but
Owen did kind of dabble in that for a bit.
Of course, he dabbled in fucking everything, though, bro.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
We have, and you want to talk about, the show's called the Gamma Hugbox, but we have not discussed, at length what that term means to the three of us, or at large, just in general, generally among the public, because I see it everywhere, and just like I see grifting everywhere. The more I think about the term grifting, the more I'm like, holy shit. The job that I have, the taxes that I pay, the uniform that I wear, I'm a fucking grifter. The smile, the fake smile I put on for people, like, God damn it, like, that's not how I really feel. That's fake. That's a fake me. Like, so what's any different than, so it's I don't know. It's either a broad line or it's a fine line, and I can't fucking find it, which is why I have no source of monetization on the internet, because I don't know what I would do with it, and I don't know what it would mean.
Well, I can tell you that for me personally, as someone who does have a kind of a stream on, of income on the internet. It's not a lot, but
Donate to the Whitfield Report.
But
Streamlabs.com/Whitfield Report, right?
yes, you got
Yes.
it. As someone who does have a bit of a stream of income, I just invest it right back into the show usually, or onto the website or something like that. I'm not at the point where I'm making like a lot of money off the show, and and I mean obviously that should be the goal, but this is not something I do strictly for monetary purposes. I actually do the Whitfield Report and the Gamma Hugbox because I genuinely enjoy doing.
Now,
Sure,
let
yeah.
me tell you, let me back that up a little bit, because that may have come off a little bit strong. There's nothing wrong with wearing a uniform and bending your personal rules to make a living. There's even less wrong with speaking your mind and doing something you care about on the internet for people to pay you for. I don't want to say that I don't want to sound like there's anything wrong with making money on the internet. I said that I have no means of, I haven't set any means up for doing it, because personally I have very little to offer. And I'm afraid that I will, if I see that as a stream of income with, just being a personality on the internet. I have seen it too many fucking times to put myself out there in that way. Especially as an anonymous individual. I'm not really anonymous to you guys, but to the general public. I mean, to the general public, to the general audience, I'm anonymous.
Well, I think you hit it on the head earlier, Apex, when you said that having a job would bring a bit of grounding to some of these personalities. Some of these personalities we're speaking about tonight. Because as far as, I mean, if you look at someone like Ethan Ralph or even Matt Jarbo not too long ago, I mean, they always strike you as, well, any of them. And let's just talk about any of them in general. They always strike you as somebody who has people who have never held a real job or a long-term job or have ever done anything with their life.
Right.
And they kind of hit that success online, and they don't know how to handle it, let's say, because they don't have any type of foundation, any type of moral foundation or the value of a dollar or
Professional, yeah, like any
Sure,
ideals
whatever-
of professionalism,
whatever the case might be.
Yeah, no, that's a good callback, man, because
And
I mean, I think that's really important.
and
Go
that
ahead.
and that is I mean I know that people throw Gavin McGinnis into the grifter category, and yeah, in some ways they're right, but that is kind of where I say Gavin's a little bit different, because, and this isn't me being a fanboy, but I mean Gavin did run an actual ad agency, and he did actually start Vice, so
That's just like that, Sammy. That's just like the fucking simps, Well, I know you don't like e-girls, but this one's different. Like, Gavin McGinnis shoved a fucking dildo up his ass on a live stream. Fuck Gavin McGinnis.
yeah. Well, I take I take issue for him for something else entirely, but that's
Well, you know what? You shove dildos up your ass all you want, but don't make me watch it. I don't. He didn't make me watch it. But don't
What
put that
happens
on the
between
internet.
What happens between a man and a dildo is his own gosh darn business.
Yeah, and if you're that desperate for fucking money that you're going to do that on a live stream, as Mr. Gavin McGinnis, Mr. co-founder of fucking Vice, Mr. Supreme Journalist turned Proud Boys founder, turned disgraced and kicked off of everything because of reasons that mostly aren't fair, but is now, cackling from the fucking shadows at, Donald Trump saying stand back and stand down, because the Proud Boys took that as an order from their commander in chief. the admittedly denounced leader of the Proud Boys says, "Well, wait, no, I'm your leader." I mean,
Yeah,
sorry, but
yeah,
that's grifter talk.
that was cringe too when he was because I
That is beyond cringe, Sammy. That is a fucking lens into the grift, my friend. You
Well,
gotta
didn't
be
he
willing
take a
to
bunch
see
of
it.
money for their legal defense fund or something and kept it, or what? I
Yes,
mean,
he did.
he's done a lot of shady stuff,
Yes,
or
he
a
did.
lot of griftery stuff over the years.
he my favorite thing he did in terms of cringe stuff, and this was when I was still a compound subscriber, was when he would, I think I might have brought this up last week, but when he would but when he started the no wanks thing, simultaneously bringing on Mercedes Carrera, who is a porn star, onto his show
Yeah.
every
That's,
week
yeah.
to flash her tits or something. I'm like, I actually tweeted to him when he was still on Twitter. I'm like, how about we start holding AA meetings in a brewery too?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Sammy, that's kind of yeah. So you just hit it right on the head, man. Like, why the cope? You know, as it's referred to in this side of the internet that I've existed in for so long. The cope is real, man. Like, you know, like just because they've done a couple of good things and they've stood for a couple of good things doesn't mean they're not fucking garbage grifter human beings.
no, I agree with you. The funny thing.
Wait. You know what? Before you say that, I just want to say this before I forget for like the third time. The most egregious offense that Gavin McGinnis has committed is getting Sam motherfucking Whitfield banned from Discord.
That's exactly what the grievance is that I was going to speak of. Not only that, but getting his entire community, his own community, banned off Discord. When we were literally just talking at like brewery stuff. So literally. But are you still there?
Yep.
Oh, I
think
thought.
Scorpio. Yep, Scorpio's still here too.
I'm here.
Okay, I heard a click on my end, so I thought that maybe something got disconnected.
Well,
but
I am trying to smoke a cigarette, play guitar, drink beer, and talk to you guys. So.
the Gamma is multitasking tonight.
Triple tasking. Oh shit! I got a bowl of weed too. Oh, hold on.
What are we talking about next? We got
Well,
looking at a couple things in here.
Well, real quick, I want to give you an opportunity, Scorpio, to plug something. So a couple people have asked me. I don't know why they're asking me this, but I've actually gotten a couple of tweets from people asking about the Gamma, the GSK merch store. So, if I may, real quick, how and why do we have a merch store to begin with, and how can you live with yourself in the morning drinking out of a cup of coffee with Ted's head on it, or with Ted's face on it?
Oh, well, I'll answer the second question first. I love it, man. I love being reminded. See, I got Ted on there. I'm looking at it right now, and he's calling me a Gamma, and it warms me to the cockles of my heart.
It warms me from 1,000 miles away, my friend.
See, if I had to drink a cup of coffee out of a mug with Ted's face on it, I might have to contemplate ending my life. So that's just.
Oh my god.
That's just. And I.
No, man, you gotta see the irony. You gotta see the irony in it. That's the irony and the humor in the irony. Like, that's I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
I would proudly wear Owen's, listen, my fucking Twitter account has had Owen Benjamin's fucking misdilated pupils. His pupils that are fucking 2 different sizes, zoomed way the fuck in is my header. For
Yep.
like, over a year, basically since I've had the account. Where he like got fucking knocked in the fucking head or whatever. Literally one pupil is like several millimeters larger than the other one. And that's my header. Cause and you pointed it out one day on stream. You're like, holy shit, do you know that this is your head? Yeah, yes I do. And I wear it proudly. I wear the fucking Owen proudly because he's got his fucking pupils all, he looks all fucked up. Those are fucked up eyeballs. You can't tell whose eyes they are unless you know who Owen Benjamin is. But like if you just stumble on my account, you just
talking about
stumble
Twitter,
on my
right?
account. What's that?
You're talking about your Twitter account?
Yeah. You stumble on my account and you see these fucking like wildly differently dilated pupils, and you're like, oh shit, okay, I get it. I get this dude. Like that representation of Owen, like personifies my Twitter account kind of in a weird way. But no, but I digressed a little bit. But I would absolutely, if I drank coffee, and especially if I drank coffee out of a regular coffee cup, I would 100%. I would wear a fucking Vox Day T-shirt with Vox Day's face on it. With I don't know what the fuck it would say. Spaghetti, just fucking spaghetti. Then
Well, I
have
have a Vox Day T-shirt with his face on it. I was wearing it on the stream. On our last stream, I was wearing it.
Yeah.
Right, dude, I forgot about it. Dude, I absolutely saw that shirt. That's legit. Where can people go to get these?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm gonna put the link in the Discord, Sam. If you want to pull it up, let me put it in the chat also. I'll be as shameless as possible right now.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Grift hard, homie.
So what?
But no, Sam, you asked me why do we have GSK merch?
Yeah, yeah, because it sounds awesome. So.
The simple answer is because people were asking me to make it. So
well, there you go.
If there's a demand, you might as well supply for that demand.
So, well, there we go. I love it. So and for
Me too. I fucking love it too. Because you know what? If I had the focus, which I hope to shortly, the focus and the drive, I would be grifting the fuck out of the internet. Because I got skills, I got things to offer. I would make money off of every motherfucking time I said a word.
Well, I am working on a Whitfield report merch store as well. So.
Are you going through Teespring, Sam?
Yeah, for some reason though they keep claiming that like my logo has already been like trademarked.
Because it's Joe Rogan. Get fucking Fate of Kings. Get fucking Evil Eric. Get every goddamn animator you know. Tag them all on Twitter, and offer them a commission.
I did offer. I have talked to Evil Eric. He's going to rescale the thing for me. So, I was also going to do an Apex Gamma shirt, but I don't know if that will work since you're literally the Predator from the Predator movies.
Well, but no, because if it's original art, it doesn't matter what the character's based on. If it's original art, as long as it's not depicting a scene from any of the movies or any of the comics, then it's fine.
Well,
which is why.
Well, my logo is original art by Evil Eric. It's just inspired by the Joe Rogan logo is all. So.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And I've also been told that I can no longer shave my mustache because it's my trademark now.
No, Sammy, your lack of shirt is your trademark.
Yeah, I get the hint. So.
No, that's just a throwback. That's just a throwback to when I first found you, when there was like fucking 4 people in the chat, and you gave me a wrench and then took it away, and then gave me it back and took it away because I was like, no, I don't want it. Yeah, give it back. No, I don't want it. No, yeah, I'll take that wrench. No, I don't want it.
So speaking of Apex Gamma's confidence issues, and this is why we call it the Gamma Hug Box, actually, because
Fuck you. Go ahead.
well, because I think one of the bears commented on one of the videos, and I think the bear meant to type something like "Go get your shine box," that line from Goodfellas, but instead of shine box, he put hug box. So I kind of like the name. I kind of like that name better. But Apex, I am proud of you because you and Milker Nation, I believe, took on Ted's new evil queen this week.
Dr. Fulton?
Yeah. Or whatever her name is.
Yeah, this is a good one. I think her name is Dr. Rachel Fulton Brown. Yes, that's her name.
Yes. So this was my first real foray like into like real deep thoughted tweeting. Because most of the time I'm just like, rapid thumbs. Because it's all on my phone, and I mostly just retweet shit and retweet, quote tweet with a comment or whatever. But I saw Milker's, because Milker doesn't post that much on Twitter, so I saw a tweet from him, and he was like, the original tweet was, Dr. Fulton, I have enjoyed your appearance on the show, but did you realize? But I'm sure you could pull that up, but
I did.
It was very respectable and very like, oh God, oh God, get out of there, cat! I just crushed a cat in my window. You're fine. It was very respectable, and I looked into it, and I saw who it was and saw what the conversation was about, and her response was pretty quick. Or no, actually, it was like a day later. So I just asked. I mean, she was like, I find these types of questions, or no. She was like, what, are you Owen's confessor? Are you expecting me to be Owen's confessor? Something. I'm like, wait. It was a very simple question. Like, do you agree with what's being said in these clips, or do you, whatever?
Yeah,
I find these types of questions disingenuous, and it's so fucking Teddy Spaghetti. It's like, I can't believe I didn't realize it earlier. But of course, Milker responded recently. I think it was like yesterday or the day before, maybe. And I meant to lay into the fucking woman because I was resisting the urge to do so already. But when I saw her, the way she talked, dude, it's straight out of fucking. I mean, it's it's fucking Teddy with a fucking wig, the way it's just, I don't know, it just seems so coached. It doesn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered what anybody said or the way it was worded or the way it was questioned. The answers would have been the same. I find this disingenuous. This is intrinsically false. What you fail to understand is, something along those lines, right?
Sure. Sounds like Ted.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, yeah. She's not really responded. The beautiful part, and I saw Scorpio because I did I went through the Reddit thread Sammy posted in the chat earlier that you were like, oh, I love when the SJWs and the Gammas team up, warms my heart, or something like that. Yeah, because literally, legit, there's like 2 or 3 hard fucking core SJWs that I know hate my fucking guts, but only follow me because of the original Owen shit that I did. They thought I was they thought I was one of them. And several of them have unfollowed me and refollowed me more recently because of that little thread there. But yeah, like the interaction, we're just trying to get this fucking woman to be like, hey, okay, you're a historian. Historically speaking, has the fucking, as the, the fucking Holy Spirit, whatever, the papacy been, has blasphemy against that been an unforgivable sin, and et cetera, et cetera. And she's not answering. So, I mean, I appreciate the props, but that all goes to Milker Nation. I just happen to, the legend Milker Nation / Digital Gemstown. Oh no, we lost Scorpio.
We have him back, I think.
Yep. Was he trying to talk? Were you trying to talk, Scorpio?
Yeah, it dropped. Discord dropped me. I'm back.
Go ahead, man.
Are you there, Sam?
Yeah, that was weird. My phone just went off or something. But anyway, I thought
okay.
we're
talking about Rachel Fulton Brown. That was that's what they were trying to get her to answer. If she would confirm that that's what Owen was doing, was blaspheming the Holy Spirit, which of course he was. He does often. Because I think this woman, I mean, she is she's, like she said, she's a history professor, but I believe she's also Catholic. And I think she's naturally, being in the Tediverse, the theocentric universe, she's going to be very religious, I guess, because that's Ted's whole gimmick, is leading the white ethno state, and leading the not only is it going to be an ethno state, but it's also going to be a theocratic monarchy. So these people like to act as pious as they can, but it's all a sham, man. If they really were religious people, they wouldn't tolerate Owen's language, Owen's demeanor, as far as religious matters go. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. That's the main thing. And as it says in I'm not going to quote it verbatim, but it's it was red letters, Jesus' own words, is that that's the one thing that's unforgivable, is blaspheming the Holy Spirit. So if you have religious convictions or religious beliefs, you know that Owen is damn well fucked.
Yeah.
As far as all that goes, I mean, he's a nutcase to begin with, but I mean, as far as religion goes, that's a line you can't come back from.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's what I was trying to find my my most recent tweet, because I forgot when I saw that Milker had replied to that woman. I was at work and I forgot to reply again after reading the thread, which when Sammy posted the Reddit thread in the Discord chat earlier, reminded me to reply to her. And I mean, I can't find it in my Twitter now for some reason, but I basically asked her, or I just said it wouldn't matter however you worded the question or whatever you said. It's clear that she's a spaghetti, or it seems to be clear that she's a spaghetti acolyte, trained in the creaky chair tactics of the Dork Lord, and that you guys are still there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. She was trained in the creaky chair arts of the Dork Lord, and something else. I cannot. I'm trying to look through my fucking Twitter feed and talk at the same time. It's not working very well. But yeah, I mean, I just tweeted that. But I mean, oh no, that was the point. Here's a question for you, Dr. fucking Fulton Brown. What's more important to you, your faith or your income, or are they the same thing? because I mean that's basically what it boils down to with the Teddy Spaghettis, the Owen Benjamins, the Dr. Fulton Browns, the perhaps the E. Michael Jones, and several others, you know, that proclaim proudly one thing, but you know, suppress speech and you know, refuse debate, and you know, I don't know, you know, you guys give them. They create the hug box, the monetary hug box around themselves to facilitate more income and
what is that price is what I wonder, because old Ted Spaghettis is a very miserly man. At least he appears to be. How much can he be paying these people? I was thinking the same thing with Razor Fist. Now, you know, they're getting their. I'm sure they're getting whatever income through their subscriptions and whatnot. And Razor Fist is probably getting more than your typical Rachel Fulton Brown, or what's that other pendejo, the green thumb guy.
Wrangler Star.
No, not that one. I'm thinking of the other. They have another weirdo on unauthorized. Gardening Joe or some crap like that. I can't think of his name right now. But those guys can't be getting a lot of cash via unauthorized. So I think it's mostly just a clout thing, man. I think it's they want to get some kind of internet following. I honestly, I can't tell you what their motivation is. I'm sure some of it is monetary, but like I said, it can't be very much, knowing that your paycheck's getting cut by Teddy Spaghetti and Owen Benjamin.
Well, John Arcade says that Ted is basically brokering space at unauthorized, and that seems to be that kind of more or less seems to be the case from what I've seen. I mean, I know that they had Chuck Dixon, the guy who created Bane, for a while on their site up until, and he still might be there, but I do happen to know that someone in the comic industry did reach out to him and was kind of like, you might want to double check and see who you're signing with. So.
Yeah, well, Chuck Dixon was well aware of who he signed up with.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Chuck Dixon knew who the fuck he was getting in bed with. But what's funny is the more of these people, like Razor Fist and like Wrangler Star, even, that have their own niche communities that don't need unauthorized, but it is, I can imagine, it is being sold to them as a BitChute, as a Gab type of platform, where they can, or like a Patreon even, where they can post their own private content and get monetary razor fisted. Thank you, Brew City. Yes. But where they can post their own, private content and monetize it, et cetera, without, the Gammas really interfering, which is why the Legion needs to grow, to help the poor creators like Razor Fist that need guidance away from the dark places of the internet that they can get pulled into unknowingly.
Yeah, and when Johnny said that they're broke with it, Ted is brokering space. I don't know if he meant it that way, but I think that's what's going on. I don't know if y'all remember a while back, he actually said this on a stream. He was talking about how there was going to be a second unauthorized, and that they were going to open it up to more people. But the way he described it, it kind of seemed like it was going to be a pay-to-play type of thing. Like you had to buy your way into this new unauthorized. And at that time, it kind of sounded like they wanted to get bears to pay to start their own channels on the new unauthorized. But we were talking about this, I think, on last week's Hugbox, where Ted is publishing Razor Fist, and we know that Ted runs a vanity press. So you, in effect, you're paying to get published by Beale's Castalia House. So it kind of makes me think that it might be a similar situation. This new unauthorized. I don't know what that fee might be or what kind of setup they have, but I have a feeling that if you're paying TED to publish your books, they might be paying TED to publish their content on unauthorized. So I don't know how that works out. Maybe I'm sure they get a cut of because we had that day, that very same day that video came out where Razor Fist announced his, what is that show called, the Razor Force Offensive, some crap like that. We had a bunch of comments, and we kind of talked about this on the GSK. Yeah, on the GSK review, kind of talked about this, but there's been more coming out since that we talked about it on GSK review. These subscribers, a lot of his subscribers jumped at it instantly. As soon as that video came out, they went and they signed up, and they started leaving comments on that video that they were having a lot of problems. And then you had Ted jumping into the comment section, into Razor Fist's comment section. He jumped in and he was fighting with these people about how they were wrong and how it's just the same crap over and over. People will complain about unauthorized interface, how it's a complete and total mess, and he'll come back, sniping right back at him. So these are, loyal Razor Fisters, whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
But they're having to fight with the Darkstream channel in Razor Fist comment section over the functionality of unauthorized TV. It's a goddamn shit show, man.
Guys, I have breaking news. Thanks to Warfist on Twitter. This is from CNN. Tropical depression 25 has strengthened into tropical storm Gamma in the western Caribbean Sea, according to the National Hurricane Center.
All right.
Just FYI.
Supreme.
Yeah, we got a hurricane now, boys. We got a fucking hurricane now, boys. Let's go.
Supreme victory. So
it's gonna be the storm of the century.
Iowa. Or whatever.
Next thing you know, for the game of the week, there are gonna be memes with my face in them, or Gammon Chief's face, or somebody's face.
Not the third person in this chat, though, right?
Well, we don't. Does anyone know? Well, does anyone know what your face looks like? Well,
I think I saw him on the side of a milk carton once.
Sammy, I have been on camera on your stream like 15 times. I did push-ups on your stream.
Oh yeah. Well then yeah. I guess you could. I guess your face could be in the hurricane too. So.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. What a good hug box this is.
I just didn't want you getting doxxed unintentionally. So. But
oh shit! Johnny Arcade points out that PewDiePie's gruel is made or is sold by a company called Gamma Labs.
What the hell is gruel?
Gruel is what little Timmy ate in the fucking damn it, what's that story?
Yeah.
Old English a fucking gruel. Please, sir, may I have some more?
Oh yeah. Oliver or something like yeah.
Oh, gruel. He meant G Fuel. He meant G Fuel. he wrote gruel, but he meant G. Fucking the Semitic goddamn. Never mind.
Gruel is I looked it up. A thin liquid food of oatmeal or other meal boiled in milk or water. But that's not what we're talking about.
It sounds like some.
I mean, we were talking about gruel because Johnny Arcade said gruel, but it was just the fucking autocorrect. I was gonna say the S word again, but.
It sounds like something that Owen might be interested in, though, is gruel. So.
No, gravy.
Well, he's into a lot of things.
Oh shit, Hefe in the chat.
What's up,
Yeah, that's-
What's up, LFA?
That
Sorry.
OG.
that man will eat anything. Have you seen how freaking fat he's become?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that I saw one of Owen's sock accounts on Amazon today because I ordered some men's body wash that I get on Amazon, and under the customer reviews, I always like to read the critical ones, and it was only like, this body wash is really good, but the liquid is white, and that reminds me of Squirt or something, and it's kind of gay. Can you get rid of the white color of the foam? And I thought that is either a bear or that is Owen himself.
Now,
So-
see what the chat needs to understand, and you as well, Scorpio, is that Sammy was on a gay sex website and he was ordering a men's body wash, like a man coming to wash his body. And, the white liquid was obvious. So of course the people complained because, they don't want to admit that they're gay. So they're like, oh, the white liquid wasn't liquidy enough or viscous enough. It wasn't gay enough. So, Sammy,
Oh, sure.
Sam, that's fake news. You know Owen Benjamin does not bathe. He's a nasty ass.
does not fucking bathe.
What? Well, then it must have been one of the other bears then who does.
Listen,
So
I see a ton of fucking bear activity in real world. Fucking Baked Alaska is doing IRL streaming again, and he interviewed a black man in downtown Chicago that brought up Owen Benjamin randomly on the street. Saw a clip. I don't have the clip handy, but it happened. It was a very smart young black man. It was like, Owen Benjamin. Yeah, have you heard of Owen Benjamin? He's fucking. I don't even remember what the fuck he said. I couldn't even grasp.
What was his take? Was he in favor of Owen Benjamin or against?
Yes. No, he was pro Owen Benjamin. It was positive Owen
Lord.
Benjamin method. Yeah.
And what did he like about it?
Again, I can't remember.
what?
I can't remember. I was at work, and I'm not gonna lie to you. This was linked in the Hoax Wars Discord by someone in there, and it was a live stream, so it wasn't a clip. I had to rewind it to see it, and I was pretending I was talking on the phone to a customer while I was listening for like 5 seconds, but like for real, dude, I'm like a real manager, so I can't do that. I can't be doing that kind of shit. So I was like, yeah, phone's away, and other things happened, and yeah, no, it's on the Baked Alaska's fucking live stream in Chicago. It was either yesterday or the day before, and yeah, Patrice O'Neill Groiper on Twitter, perhaps known by many other names, or perhaps not. He's the one that pointed it out to me in the Hoax Wars chat. Hoax Wars is a cult, by the way. It's a better cult than Owen Benjamin's cult. But it's still a cult.
So is so are the Savages too. I mean, you're all in a cult.
Nope. No. Sammy, I called you gay just a few minutes ago, and I know you're not. So that's not how cults work.
So all cults have to be gay? Is what you're saying?
No. I can't say things about you that aren't true and not die.
Well, how do you know? I could be having something reloaded Semper Reloaded could be coming to your house, or Alan could be coming to your house at any moment. So
Dude, I wish Alan would come and fucking. I wish Alan would come to my house. It would inject some fucking. Never mind. Oh, holy shit! He came. He literally popped into the chat as I said that. Inject some what was I gonna say? Some intrigue into my life. But I was gonna be gay and say some semen, some gravy into my life.
Alan
should not be allowed on the internet.
Alan's not gay. He's my hired gun. Is what it is.
Listen, Alan, guys, what you all seem to forget is Alan was buried beneath a fence post. This entity in front of you is Alan 2.0. So do not conflate them as the same people. Because Alan died. Owen Benjamin killed him and buried him beneath a fence post.
And he cited Castle Doctrine when he did it.
He did, yeah.
So that's another thing regarding Owen is he seems to think that there is Castle Doctrine in Idaho, but I have friends in Idaho and they have never said anything to me about Castle Doctrine there. So
well, they may not know. This should be a simple Google search, though.
Yeah, well, it varies. It varies state by state. I think when I looked it up earlier, I think Idaho was. No, I don't think it was Castle Doctrine. I think it was Stand Your Ground.
Oh.
Yeah, Stand Your Ground is common in a lot of states, actually.
Yeah, Idaho is Stand Your Ground, but like I said, that's there are stipulations. You can't just go shooting people. It's not. It doesn't work that way. Especially when you've already put that intent out there. When you've already said, I'm going to shoot the MFer that comes onto my yard, it's already. I mean, it has to be a legitimate case of somebody threatening your life. You can't just go around shooting people. It doesn't work that way.
Right. As Alan points out in the chat, Owen is as smart about gun laws as Boogie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, Boogie is recorded. And it's all over the fucking internet now, saying, I swear to God, it has to be fucking between 15 and 25 times. Come to my house, motherfucker. Please come to my house. I'm going to kill you. Please come to my house so I can kill you. Various versions of that. And then when the dude shows up to his house and calls him a faggot and, come out and shoot me, you faggot, he shoots a fucking round in the air towards a church and an elementary school that are within the elementary school district. So.
Well, what I found was even more insane is after the incident, after a police investigation had already been opened, you have Boogie, live streaming again, talking about the damn thing, admitting what happened. I mean, he either has some legal legion lawyers, or he's just a very stupid man. But if you're already in that amount of hot water, you just keep your damn mouth shut.
No, he's dumb, bro. And did you see? I don't know if you saw. I posted it in the Hugbox chat, but it was like a fucking hour-long T-Clips video of when Boogie and Keemstar took turns coming on to Matt Jarbo's Boulder Talk Radio or whatever, and Boogie spends the better part of an hour fucking berating Matt Jarbo. He's like, I can't fucking believe that you would even speculate that this was fake. I've had 2 other people reach out to me and ask me if this was real, and you instead went on the internet and started saying, I don't know if this is real or not because Keemstar's involved, and Keemstar's a fucking piece of shit, and et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, it was pretty. I mean, it was hours after the incident that Matt Jarbo went online and he did his fucking show, and some other fucking random dude came on and was like, "You're a faggot, Matt. You flag people, Matt." And then Boogie showed up. I mean, that's why. Look, if you want some good entertainment, subscribe to T-Clips on YouTube, because as far as this IBS shit is concerned, or anything even remotely close to it, T-Clips is on it. Uberly titty clips, we call her. I call her. But yeah,
I might have to subscribe to her then, if that's her nickname.
I knew.
So.
Listen, that was a marketing scheme that I employed just for you, Sammy. Go subscribe.
And it worked somewhat. So. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about the latest QAnon grift, which relates to
Trust the plan, guys.
Which relates to Teddy and the latest real world news. So, the White House has Rona now, I guess.
Well, no. So far, POTUS, FLOTUS, and was it Chief of Staff or something? Who was that lady? I don't even know who the fuck she was or what her name was.
It was Hope Hicks, wasn't it?
Hope Hicks. What's her title, though?
White House bitch. I
don't know. Okay. Either way, yeah, my question, as I posted on Twitter, how the fuck does the most protected man on the entire planet contract this disease? Obviously, the dude doesn't wear a mask. He doesn't like masks. You guys can't hear me, right?
We can hear you.
Excellent. All right. So, yeah, I don't understand. I mean, fucking Don Jr. was on Tucker Carlson earlier. Excuse me. And he was like, yeah, I mean, it's amazing. The protocols around my father. Like, nobody else is sick, but he's fucking sick. And even Tucker's like, it's kind of weird. Your dad, this shit's been widespread since March, and your dad's like, been out in the public since March and not worn a mask except in a hospital. And 30 days before election, he contracts this disease. It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
And Junior's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's amazing, the protocols around my father. Every single person is tested every single day. Yet somehow the man contracted the virus. Huh. Biden doesn't have it. Fucking Chris Wallace doesn't have it. No fucking body else has it.
Well,
except POTUS and FLOTUS. That's weird. I'm sorry, but that's weird.
I'm pretty sure that after the debate performance the other night, Chris Wallace literally is coronavirus. After that sorry display.
Well, jokes aside, Sammy, that's a real thing. Like, how does that happen?
Right.
Chris Wallace should be fucking launched off the planet. He should go Wilsiak. He should be the real world Wilsiak. We'll find him on the moon later. Plus five Gamma points in the chat if you get that. But yeah, so I mean, fuck Chris Wallace and fuck Joe Biden, but like, this virus is a thing we've all been dealing with for a long time, and POTUS is our POTUS. And I don't know, man. Like, it just, none of it seems right to me. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's fake. I mean, COVID is obviously mostly fake to me, from my perspective, where I sit in the world. It's mostly overblown fucking nonsense. It's a real thing. Yes, the virus exists, I think. I don't have any fucking proof of that, but I'm willing to believe that it does. So, accepting that, how does the most protected man on the planet contracted this virus before me, or anybody else that I know, for that matter.
Well,
I'm not that fucking secluded. I am not that secluded. I am less than 50 miles from one of the 5 biggest cities in the country.
well, Alex Jones has an interesting take on it, and generally, I always tend to take, conspiracy theories and really everything on the internet with a grain of salt, as one should. But this one, I guess, in a weird way, kind of makes sense that this could be a bioweapon. It's you and I, Apex, are always ranting about the Chinese, and it seems
An
particularly.
assassination attempt, is that what you're saying? That's kind of
Yep.
that's the other area that I'm leaning, and
That is
see
exactly where Alex Jones and I are both leaning. Assassination attempt.
Well, here's my thoughts on this whole situation. I don't think I think the only positive that can come of this, and I think Johnny's kind of touching on it in the chat. He says I think he's talking to Apex, that you've had it 5 times already. The way I feel is that we've all probably had it or been exposed to it. As far as these viruses go, it seems like most people are asymptomatic. So I would like to see how they spin it when Trump not only doesn't die, but my feeling is that he won't even be sick. He won't even show any symptoms. So how are they going to spin it as a public health crisis when the most visible case of corona is not even feeling any ill effects of it? So hopefully,
Go
because
ahead,
I don't think he's not sick, is he? He's just tested positive, which, and as we know, those tests aren't reliable to begin with.
Well,
But,
he did post. He posted the only thing that he's posted anywhere is to his Twitter account, and he posted like a 30 or 40-second video where he thanked everyone for the kind words, and I mean, the only thing I will say is he looked feverishly not orange. He was like less orange than usual. But that's the only thing that I could really notice about it. And he did. I shouldn't say that, because I mean, he didn't look super well. But
he didn't look sick
how long
though.
ago was the debate was just a few days ago. I mean,
no,
he
this
looked.
was today. This was today that he posted this video. Well, yeah,
Well,
okay,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying. But he was at the top of his game just a few days ago. I don't see how he couldn't have. Because he gets tested often, doesn't he? I mean, I'm sure he was tested. I'm sure him. Yeah, I'm sure he was tested the day of the debate. So there's no way his condition could have deteriorated that greatly in just a matter of 2 or 3 days. So
and also, according to the CDC and the WHO, there's no way that he could contract that virus and be showing symptoms within such a short amount of time without the people within his immediate vicinity showing symptoms as well and having the virus. I mean, Flotus has got it, but I mean, Joe Biden was further than 6 feet away, but nobody else on his staff so far. I mean, yeah, dude, I really don't know what to make of it. I will say though, I want to use this opportunity to say, since we're on the Hugbox chat here, that the right wing of Twitter that I've seen has kind of had me reeling with this whole. Now, Sammy, I know we're gonna disagree a little bit on this here, but only to the degree of severity, because the people on Twitter, the blue check marks, and everyone else hoping, wishing, and praying for the president's death are fucking disgusting. Like, it's gross. There's no denying that. Like, wishing death upon another human being is gross. But when I remove myself from the immediate situation and I think back not that long ago I watched, even since I've been on Twitter, which is not that long, but even prior to that, when I was lurking in various fields of the internet, I watched the right wing say all manner of horrible things about Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she disappeared off the map, praying for her death so that, President Trump could appoint another, seat to the, another SCOTUS.
Oh, sure. And
To own the libs, right? To own the libs. They wanted that. They wanted it so bad. Just fucking die. Just fucking die, you old fucking hag.
yeah.
Die. And now that the president has a virus that has killed, quote unquote, several thousand, I don't even know what the official number is, hundreds of thousands of people, or tens of thousands of people, whatever. It's killed people, officially, for sure. The dude contracts the virus, and that day, knowing how shitty the other side of the aisle is at memeing. Like, they can't meme. We know that. We all know that. There's a whole fucking Reddit. The left can't meme. And it's existed for fucking 4 years now, or 5 years now. So when this sort of thing happens, the idea that they won't jump on it as some sort of victory, like just understanding the field that you're dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
And like people being so outraged by the way people, listen, I'm not co-signing people wanting the president to die, but to act surprised by it and to think like it's the most vile and evil depiction of humanity you've ever seen is fucking disingenuous, and it's bullshit. It's fucking sick. It's gross. I don't think I've ever celebrated anyone's death, both politically or otherwise. I'm way too empathetic for that. Anybody that follows me on Twitter saw me try to save a fucking mouse that was smaller than my goddamn pinky finger in a parking lot just the other day. So, empathy is not something I lack, but I don't know, man. Like, I just think that I feel as I'm scrolling through Twitter and I'm looking at all of these people that I follow and that I respect, in a lot of ways, playing this whole this moral outrage. I can't fucking believe. I can't believe what these leftists are saying about our president. As if they haven't spent the last fucking 3 3/4 years trying every fucking thing they can to get the man either killed or pulled out of office. Every fucking thing they can. Like, why is this a surprise? This is what a hug box is. This to me, when right wing, left wing, center, doesn't matter what the fuck you believe, when you coalesce only the ideas that you think around you, that's a hug box. And we're anti that in this hug box. We're the anti hug box in this fucking. That's why it's the Gamma Hugbox. We're anti hug box. Sorry guys. You can still hear me, right?
That's a very good point, Apex, and that's it was what we're dealing with is the outrage culture. It's not anything new. The media has been doing it for years, and it only got amplified by the internet. But that's what these type of people sell. I mean, we talk about it often. When we talk about hug boxes and gammas and grifters and all this stuff, we're talking about basically the same thing. It's the media starts this outrage mob, right? And then you have the internet. Everybody can stew in the outrage. And then you have these. It goes to you got down into these little subsets, these little grifter followings, and that's all they're selling, man. Is outrage. I mean, you're talking about Twitter. You got the big guys like, well, not big. I'm relatively speaking, but guys like Cernovich, always riding everybody up. But I'm sure he was one of the ones.
Zodiac is another one, dude.
Yeah, clutching the pearls. clutching the pearls.
Yeah,
How can they
dude.
be talking about POTUS this way? But yeah, I mean, they're some of the worst ones as far as these making it personal attacks or just making it personal in general.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
kind of where that's exactly what we're dealing with, and I think you're on the right track, man. Where you kind of, and I don't want to be too, I don't know if I should say jingoistic, but uh, as far as the role of the gamma is kind of to be outside of all that bullshit and just point and laugh at it.
That's
So that's
exactly
where,
right. That's
yeah,
exactly right.
And
That's where it all fucking started for me, dude. Because I felt when I originally felt or I heard the breakdown of the socio-sexual hierarchy when I was still sort of brainwashed to the Owen Benjamin and the Vox Day ideals, and I watched myself like as I was watching their videos and their live stream, recaps or whatever, like realizing what it was, like I realized that they were describing all of the things that they weren't, which is reality. Gamma to me means the real world, like not the internet and not objective, subjective truths, but objective truths. To be gamma is to adhere to those things. And I'm not
well,
going to lie to you. In the gamma community, I have seen an extensive amount of hug boxing, even in my own comment section when the OG Apex Gamma channel was a thing. It's part of the reason I started, like, kind of quit doing videos because I couldn't combat all of the anti-Owen that was unnecessary. Like I couldn't push back. Like no, you're taking the wrong point here. Like Owen is right about not wearing masks, but he's wrong about fucking children and or something. I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But like obviously he never said that. But he did though. Muhammad, the whole Muhammad argument.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, it's like the whole idea that no matter what Owen says, it's wrong. And I saw this in the Reddit, the subreddit recently, where like about Owen's health recently, and we talked about this on the GSK review just the other day, Scorpio. But you were reading off some comments, and they were like, "Well, what if has Owen's lack of mask wearing finally caught up with him?" And I didn't really say much at the time, but I am so fucking anti-mask I can't make it clear, because the science behind them is very clear. It's bullshit. They say on the boxes they don't prevent you. That they are not tightly knit. If they're not N95 masks, they're not going to prevent viruses from getting into your body. And if you touch them, you're fucked. If you know what I mean? Like, there are so many fucking rules. Masks are arbitrary. They're less than a Band-Aid for an open wound. I mean, literally, as far as I can tell. So but when I see comments on top of comments, oh, and Mr. Anti-Mask, look, it's finally caught up with him. Same with Donald Trump, Mr. Anti-Mask. Now it's finally caught up with him. Like, I can't get behind that shit.
well,
Because it's not reality.
well. See,
To me,
to me, the whole thing with Owen being anti-mask, I see where he's coming from, but again, see, my whole thing with Owen is even on the stuff that he's right about, it's the way in which he goes about the stuff that he's right
sure.
about,
Anyway,
and that's
but you can't. This is another thing that I've realized about Owen, or that I've realized thanks to Owen, is that I get why so many people continue to follow him. I've never not got it, I guess, but I continue, like, the realization kind of, it's like a relapse, I guess, of realization, because his interweaving of truth, like, there is a seed of real person in that man, that human being that calls himself Owen Benjamin Smith, and he's been through a lot of shit. I have no doubt about the things he's been through, and the things, you know, he's dealt with. But it's the way, as you pointed out, it's the way us in this chat and most of us in the actual, you know, text chat realize that he, you know, he masks it. He pretends. He, you know, he uses his experiences to paint a false picture instead of just being himself. And it, you know, the longer he does so, you know, the lies manifest. Not, it doesn't take long for most of them, but
And I,
you know,
and I would say that I get where you're going, Apex, with the kernel of truth, and that's what I've always argued. That's what makes Owen the most dangerous in my mind, because yeah, the man does say a lot of crazy shit, but he will say stuff that has like a kernel of truth in it. But then he uses the kernel of truth to amplify whatever he's selling, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the case for like all these grifters too, and that's the whole thing with the QAnon grift too. Like, you know, QAnon's whole thing, at least from what I've been able to kind of understand, because it's still fucking hard to understand, but the whole thing with QAnon is they're against pedophilia, right? And who wouldn't it be? I mean, that's
no, it's so much more than that.
that stuff is that stuff is heinous. So, you know, who wouldn't be against getting, you know, stopping pedophilia, right? But then
Jarbo.
but then and maybe Anthony Cumia,
Flip that.
and maybe Anthony Cumia as well, but you know, but
Well, and probably Owen Benjamin. I mean, as long as he's a prophet of Islamic faith.
Well, as long as you marry him first, according to him.
Yeah. You have to honor your 9-year-old bride before you defile them.
But college sorority girls who are completely who are completely of age and consensual, that's a big no. So
That's gay, according to Owen.
Are you confessing something right now, Sam?
If that's gay according to Ellen, then I am full blown homo, I guess. So
Oh, somebody clip that.
Weirbo.
The thing of it is they're not going to clip the whole. They're not going to clip the actual whole thing. They're going to clip out that one last part. So that's why I have the whole
That's
thing.
what I meant.
So that's why
That's the point, Sam.
that's why I just took precautions and clipped the whole thing. To release
All
at a later time.
All right, what else we got, fellas?
Oh, so QAnon's take on this Trump thing
Jesus, Lord Almighty.
is
Do you want to go down that?
well because it involves Ted, and so once again this is a distress. I guess
It's another hug box. It's another hug box.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
The cute hug box.
That's Ted's chat. It's a damned hug box. I mean, his comments section. Yeah, I can already. I mean, I saw as soon as I heard that Trump was diagnosed with COVID. That's the first thing my mind jumped to, was that this was gonna be, yeah, exactly like the title says. The Q-tard insanity was gonna pop off hardcore. Because of course they're gonna say, you already know, they're gonna say, oh, this is part of the plan. He's gonna go into hiding, and now we're gonna see all the cabal being locked up, or, it's all madness. That Q stuff is just total garbage in my opinion. Um, I don't know. I
Well,
don't understand how people fall for it or believe in it or entertain it. I don't know what the word is, but
I'll tell you, I'll give you my take on it, as simply as I can distill it, and it's the right. I'm sorry, yeah, right. It's the right wing ideologues. It's basically the left wing right wingers. It's the people that are so idealistically driven, but refuse most of the leftist ideals. They're conspiracy minded. I don't even really know how to put it into words, man. I feel like it's so left wing, but it's a right wing thing.
Yeah,
At this
it
point, you know what I mean? Like, it's so idealistic and so ambiguous and so murky. There's no real proof. It's like white supremacy and fucking, the KKK running shit, the secret Nazis, and you know what I mean? It's like the
yeah,
leftist
sure.
ideal on the other side. Like Q
it
is just, it's all of those other left-wing ideals just wrapped into one, so it makes it more powerful
I w-
to the right thing.
I was trying to explain Q to my mom and to my stepdad because they ran across it and were wondering what it was. So I explained it to them, and my mom kind of summed it up perfectly. She said, "Oh, so these people are so far right that they're left. They've kind of
Yeah,
they've kind of crossed over." And I said, "You know what? That's actually the perfect, way." And that,
bro, Sam, your mom is prophetic because that's exactly what I am seeing. I tried to say this earlier, uh, in more complicated terms, but I see so many of the quote unquote right wing that are playing exactly the same fucking game as the left wing now that POTUS and FLOTUS have caught this virus, supposedly. And they're, now that the left wing is fucking using their moment to dunk on the president, he's not fucking dead. He's not even that sick. He just posted a video like 3 hours ago. Thank you. He was just a little more pink than orange. You know what I mean? There's no reports of him being deathly ill. So when the left is like, oh, fucking, going elbow deep in the fucking over the rim on this moment because they can't fucking meme, of course they're going to fucking use this. They're going to say, haha, Trump doesn't like masks. Trump's fucking COVID lockdown, but, all the things they say, they're going to use this moment. Of course they're going to fucking use this moment. So for everyone opposite of the spectrum to start clutching their pearls and be like, oh, how fucking dare they? How dare they wish death upon the president that they've wished death upon for the last 4 years now that he's got a virus that might kill him? Jesus fucking Christ. Get over your fucking selves.
yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
Yeah, that's
I mean, I get what you mean, and I wasn't. And earlier when we were chatting on Twitter, I wasn't really clutching in that sense so much of as like, these last 4 years kind of, I guess, to me seem Lincoln-esque somewhat in terms of the Civil War, where like,
Sammy, just to be clear, Civil War, you were saying Lincoln in the Civil War. I was not accusing you of pearl clutching in any way, shape, or form. I'm talking about just the general atmosphere of the right wing
oh yeah,
internet.
well
But yeah, Lincoln-esque presidency.
and I mean the ridiculousness of the right left. That's kind of why I quit working for the political group that I was with. But I guess what I'm saying is it seems like half the country adores the president, right? And then half the country just absolutely hates his fucking guts. And there's really no big thing in between. And I will say this, like me personally, I didn't necessarily like Obama's policy, but he did seem like a chill guy, at least that you could hang out with on the surface. Now I was a lot younger, but like we don't even have that with this president. It seems.
I think when we're talking about Civil War and stuff like that, I think this whole thing is very much overblown. Now, Sam, when you're saying like 50% and 50%, it's not even that much at all. I mean, if we're talking about the country as a whole, I mean, what is the voter turnout usually? Less than 20%? And most of the population doesn't give a crap about politics. So
that's true.
They actively avoid it. Yeah, they actively avoid it.
It's never going to get to that point where enough of the country cares enough to engage in civil war with each other. All we're seeing is the media overblowing this. They're highlighting a bunch of upstarts in various cities, but it's not like that in most of America.
Nope.
I know a lot of people want to root this thing on, and these people are like who fall for these Q things will believe that the end is it's like apocalypse merchants. They're all preaching the end time.
It's an apocalypse hug box, bro.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, the 2012 conspiracy theorist. So that was fun.
It always gets kicked down the road.
What about the fucking? Wait a minute. What about the year 2000 conspiracy theorists?
Yep, that
Y2K.
Y2K. Yep.
Yeah.
That
I remember sitting up all fucking night waiting for the world to blow up with my fucking family.
Now this is the new angle here is the race war, and it's closely tied to a lot of these men that we talk about, like Ted Beale. He's always talking about the ethno state that's coming. We're going to have the race war, and it's going to be an ethno state. Now his date is either 2031 or 2033. He keeps moving it down the line himself. But here's the thing. This is all I'm going to say about the race war thing, because I think it's ridiculous. But I listen to, well, not so much anymore, but I used to listen to a lot of these alt-right types. And they're the ones that are always quick to throw out that, what is that number they always throw out? 1350, 13%. No, not that.
Oh.
Not that one. Not that one. The 1350 or 1250. That the black people are the 13% of the population, but they commit 50% of the crimes. So I try to look at it logically, right? If black people are 12% of the population, and let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say all 12% are going to actively engage in a race war. How is it that they are going to overcome or even stand a chance against the other 87%? It doesn't make, the numbers are not there. The organization is not there. There's not going to be a race war. There's not going to be any of the type of.
Let me tell you how you achieve that goal. You convince 50% of the remaining, what would that be? 77% of the white population. So that the black cause is more important than anything else. Then you go from 13% to math
63.
63%. So you're over half at that point. If you get 50% of the white people to say, you know what, black people are subjugated. They do need my help, and they need your help, white person. And you, white person, who don't think you should give everything you have, or bend a knee and shine some fucking black people's shoes because you're white and they're black. You're the problem. And you know what? It's not gonna. You're right. It's not gonna go on forever. my hypothesis is faulty because there's no fucking way that 50% of any population, black or white or Asian or Hispanic, are going to co-sign anything that doesn't benefit them. Period. I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's being very, very generous with the number, with the hypothetical numbers.
Well, yeah. Well, I did so intentionally, just because. You guys gonna hear me?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the position we're in. That's just another one of the. I mean, that's another facet of this whole thing, because it's building the Q conspiracies, the ethno state stuff. It's all building, even just your run of the mill political conspiracies that are out there. It's all building to this end thing, this big thing, and it usually is like a civil war type scenario. But in my opinion, that's just being way too nihilistic. I mean, I see.
Absolutely. I'm with you, dude. Right, I'm right there with you. Go ahead. Sorry.
I see. No, this is the last point. I see worst case scenario as just being status quo, and I guess that might be the best case scenario at this point. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, shit. I don't know. There's something I've been thinking about because of all the different kinds of people I interact with on the internet. That I've realized, because my libtard friend that I bring up all the time accuses me all the time of being a white supremacist.
Sure.
And then I've been accused of being a cuck to the blacks, or a cuck to some other minority, some version of those things. And I've realized, I mean, literally within the last couple of weeks, that I'm anti-supremacist. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like anybody. I don't like anybody that thinks they're better than anybody because of any fucking Now, you work fucking 60 hours a week at a job for 5 years longer than me, you're better than me at that fucking job. But your skin color is different than mine, does not make you better than me. Period. You know what I mean? That's I'm anti-supremacist. I think at this point in time, we are at more equal ground than humanity has ever been, as far as current humanity has been recording.
Yep.
God knows what fucking happened before that, but
Well, and also I know that you're not a fan of his, but credit where credit is due. I will say that that Shapiro made his once a month correct statement, which is that you can't judge the past in the context of today. Really, you have to judge the past in the context of when people were living. Like
that's funny. That's funny, Sam. You should bring up the USS Liberty, or any other, or anything from the fucking Torah to that man, and say that the future has no bearing on the future, or the past has no bearing on the future. You'll watch that little shrimp fucking shrivel up, or turn into a. Never mind.
Well, my IDF hottie handlers might not allow that, so I'll have to.
What color is your small hat, Sammy? Has it got a design on it, or maybe got a bell hanging off the top? Did they hear you coming?
Well, I mean, my small hat is actually right. It's actually right here on the stream. So
my small hat goes on my wiener, is what you should have said, and it's pretty big.
Yeah, this
or something like that. That's what I would have said. I'm just saying. Listen, guys. What are we talking about? What are we doing?
Well, do so.
Talking about Sam's wiener right now.
Ah, Sammy, listen. I've heard legendary tales from nobody that has a vagina that your penis is very large.
I don't.
Scorpio, you got any thoughts?
No, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on this one.
Listen, this is a hug box. We hug large wieners, small wieners, gamma wieners, alpha wieners. I mean, we are non-discriminate in this homoerotic circle here. I'm just kidding.
Listen. If I were a Mossad asset, I wouldn't be living in this house. It's not a nice.
Listen. If I were a Mossad asset, I would not pull that reference out of nowhere for no reason and say that I wasn't that thing. Dude.
It's just fun to fuck with people, because I know that some people will be like, so wait, he's admitting to it? And then half will be like, nah, he's just bullshitting. And you people will never know. That's the brilliance of it. I could be, I might not be. But I know I've got some of you guys so mind fucked right now.
Let me break it down for you. Sammy has got a horse stick and a mechanized wheelchair. It's not just Roman with blades. It will turn into a rape machine, and you will get fucked. So, stay clear.
We're bringing that joke back this week, huh?
That's a joke? I didn't know that was a joke. My ass still hurts, bro.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. Owen must have snuck in the house, or Evil Eric did.
Bro, your wheelchair makes a very distinct.
Well,
sorry, I lost it. Your wheelchair makes a very distinct rape noise, is what I was gonna say, and I can hear it in my dreams, still to this day. I don't even know when it happened, but I know it happened because I hear it in my dreams, Sam.
So what you're saying is you got raped by artificial intelligence. My wheelchair just became.
No, Sam. I'm saying I got raped by you in your fucking mechanized goddamn rape machine. That's what I'm saying. In my dreams.
I must have.
Or in real life, I don't fucking know anymore.
If it was in your dreams, then Apex, do you have something you want to share with me? I mean, I know.
I've been very open. I'm trying to figure this out live.
I think he's
I am
shared
trying
enough
to figure
already.
this out live with you right now. Did you rape me with your rape machine, or did I dream it? And if I dreamed it, that's a whole other ball of wax. But if you wheeled your ass into this fucking room and raped me with that rape machine, that's a whole other ball of wax. Which ball of wax am I dealing with here? And be honest.
I did not have sex with that Gamma.
Listen, you're deflecting again, bro. That's fake news. I asked you if your rape machine raped me with you involved. Not you. We're talking about that rape machine that you ride around on. That has got fucking death blades poking out of its wheels and caltrops and smoke grenades and such.
I mean, maybe I know it takes off in the middle of the night with me in it sometimes. I've gone to bed in my bed, and then I'll wake up in the chariot sometimes
Oh shit! I was gonna say, wait, are you telling me that you sleep in that chair and sometimes you just wake up in places you didn't fall asleep in? But no, that's even weirder, bro.
What?
You fall asleep like in your bed, and then your chair like calls to you and lures you to it, even though even though you're disabled, you float to your chair and end up in it in other places? Is that what you're saying?
I know, it's so creepy.
No, I'm asking you. I'm sorry. I wasn't being facetious, man. I was actually asking you.
No. Although I did have to I did have to sleep in the garage once because I once got locked out of the house during a 4th of July party. So I can recline the chair all the way back, but
Oh shit! So it's like a gamer chair. Oh, dude.
kind of. So
Mersh would be so fucking jealous, man.
well, and our joke, our meta inside joke has confused the majority of the chat. So
Good.
So
That's good. Because chat is the best chat. Your chat, this chat is the best chat.
Salatin says Gamma Hugbox. We just found out who the missus is. Well, that would I thought that was you, Salatin. I thought you were the missus of the Gamma Hugbox.
All right. So what do we have anything else? Because before it goes completely off the rails, or
Yeah, I mean we're pretty well. I mean, listen, if we were a fucking freight train, we would be, imagine a back and forth bouncing of the we'd be 3-4 inches off the rails at this point.
We'd be pretty close to coming off the track.
Well, all we need is a butterfly in front of the track. And
I think we're all dead already.
well, we are dead, but this is purgatory, my friends. Welcome.
Oh,
No, listen.
so
I think this is a good stopping point. I don't know what the fuck we talked about. I don't remember where we stopped, other than talking about Sammy's dick and his rape machine. But that's
You know what we didn't do? We were supposed to do call-ins. I forgot. Sam, that was your big
Can
thing.
we do that?
I don't have Colin set up yet. For
Wait, hold on. Hold the fuck on. We're gonna do this. Who can access? Oh. Yes,
all right. Do you wanna link your Discord that I'm not in because I'm banned from Discord in the in the chat?
Yeah.
Apex.
I'll do that. I will do that.
Because that's how people can call in if they want to.
I will do that.
Other than that, I don't have a phone number yet or anything fancy like that. I'm
gonna post this shit on Twitter. Oh my god,
I got the link.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
You want me to put the link in the chat?
yeah,
you got it already? Oh, okay.
And I will pin this to the top of the chat if anyone wants to join the Gamma Discord.
We'll give it 5 minutes, and I will just talk random shit for those 5 minutes. And if nobody comes in, we will all go to bed. Happy Gammas.
So
what does that mean,
sounds like a
Nacho?
good
Fuck
plan.
you. That's my Discord. I made it. It's mine. It has my name on it.
so we haven't just been talking randomness for the last 5 minutes.
What? It's like 45 seconds, Sam.
We've been talking random stuff for the last 2 hours.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh no. Oh no.
Nacho Kitty is in the.
Get in here, woman.
All right, so this is an open call.
Yeah,
open
get the
to all
fucking
the
yeah.
viewers.
It's open. Whoever the fuck wants to come in.
We're gonna take
Whoever
one
can
call.
show that.
Who's gonna be the lucky caller?
Looks like it's gonna be Nacho. Oh, she don't do voice. You better get your fucking voice in here.
I think Saucin usually likes to call in.
Saucin. Somebody. Anybody. Otherwise, we are shutting it the fuck down.
Usually Semper Reloaded likes to call in, but he dies like every other week.
Yeah. God rest his soul.
I mean, how many times have we been to his funeral now, Scorpio? Like
4.
Yeah, 4.
Well,
Wait.
I'm always there to piss on his grave.
Oh God. Oh, so that's why it's always wet when I visit.
All right, so we should have. I wish we would have remembered at the beginning. We could have put out the open call sign, but anyway, we can try it again on the next hug box. What do we got? What do we got lined up for the next hug box? Anything yet?
Well, I would wager more self-flagellation and self-masturbation and shit talking on random e-celebs.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy that format. What did you think, Sam?
I absolutely enjoy it, especially since the Whitfield board is generally a little more serious. But yeah, I definitely enjoy goofing on e-celebs and all that stuff. So I think this format works great, and of course there's no lack of content either, because the locals are always giving us the lulls.
Yeah, it's a never-ending supply of low milk.
And I mean, here's the other thing too: is we all goof on each other. So.
Yeah, and that's the difference. That's one of the hallmarks of a local, is taking themselves too seriously. If you can take a joke and you can roll with the little trolls and whatnot, you're pretty safe.
Saucin says that Owen wants to call in now that that eggplant is being talked about. So.
Dicks. That was like 45 minutes ago, man. Owen, get on your game, bro.
Owen, my offer still stands. You can come on. You can come on the show. Not in the way you want to, but you can come on the show, but only if you agree to talk to John Arcade on the show.
No. Won't happen. Sammy?
I know it won't happen, but I've still got to extend the invite.
Listen, Sammy, he's the worst of the have him talk to me, because I'm retarded. And then he'll think he has an advantage.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Cause I'm retarded. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll just do my if I talk to him, I'll just do my Dennis Miller impression the entire time, and he won't know what to think then.
I'll just be like, "Hey, Owen. Hey, man.
listen, I'm your biggest fan, and I don't even know how to tell you this, man, but I jerk off to your content. I don't know how else to tell you, but I'm your biggest fan, and I cut myself and jerk off at the same time when I listen to you talk about, the Jews and stuff.
This Austin says, I would pay to watch Owen talk to Ellen. Well, that would be something else. So
I would pay to talk to Owen. Like, I would pay a significant amount of money, more than I can afford, to talk to him for an hour.
You know that back when he was on Patreon, that was a legit tier.
Yeah, of course it was. Because he's a fucking grifter, piece of shit.
There's where I'm missing the opportunity. I need to charge my friends to talk to.
Yeah, dude.
To call
Bro,
me.
you know how much money you could have fucking made from me already? Fuck. You've just been fucking. You've had me like fucking pro bono. Yes.
I've been talking to you out of the goodness of my heart, and because I like you. I mean,
You faggot.
What only for you and John Arcade, my friend. So
Listen, Sammy, I may or may not regret being friends with you, but as of right now, I don't.
I'm glad.
That was supposed to be a joke, and I kind of lost it halfway through. I'm sorry. I do that all the time.
That happens. So
Listen, let's get really stoned and drink a bunch of beer and talk shit on the internet. Maybe that's a good idea.
well, that's one of the hallmarks of being the Apex Gamma. You can do that.
Shut your dirty mouth, because that is not true.
I mean,
it's exactly true, but don't say it out loud. That makes me feel bad.
well, I mean, Gamma,
My hug box, damn it.
we're giving you hugs. So
Sam, I don't want your hugs. I've seen them in my dreams. It's a rape machine with fucking blades that poke out the wheels. I'm good. I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't need that in my life, bro. I got enough going on.
oh dear. Alan says in the chat, Charles' first words.
Was it faggot? Or grifter?
No.
Groper? Or grabbler?
No, I think he means that Charlie's first words are gonna be right machine or something like that. But
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't think he meant that.
Charlie's first words are gonna be fucking grabbler.
He meant sorry, I couldn't read that. He said Charlie's first words will be Owen liked the pee-pee.
It's gonna be Daddy, where's Gary? And then it's his friends at the first time he has friends outside of his immediate family. Who's Gary? Oh, Gary. He was a duck. No, not Gary the duck. Gary the Uncle Gary, the man that used to sleep in the backyard, that you used to stick your dick inside of and call Gary the duck. Listen, I get really nervous when Scorpio goes mute. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's not mute.
I'm trying to figure out a way to get out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go. Let's end this nightmare.
Yeah, we do. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us for another Gamma Hugbox train wreck.
Give me a hug. Let me suck your dick. I'm not gay, but I might.
I'm not. That might be
I'm
the
not
move.
gay. You're the fucking. I'm not the gay one. You're the gay one. Put your dick in my mouth. No. Anyway, good night, everybody.
It's so much better when Owen does it, and we'll be back at 10 p.m. for the actual Whitfield report, and we'll be talking more about this COVID stuff and how did Trump really do during the debates? The answer might shock you, or not if you're.
And how homosexuals really react when they talk on the internet might shock you. Tomorrow on the Whitfield report.
All right, folks. See you on the next show. Stay frosty, and God bless.
Don't be gay.
5 months of full-blown. I'm doing videos on it.
The dick.
You're involved in a trauma cycle.
Give me a 9-inch dildo.
It's not even anything.
And right now, NASA figured out how to get the biggest dick in the world. Because they did it with magic.
Less thing to do with placenta.
Can I squirt out of it?
Maybe in 2 weeks I'll start seeing it, like I'll freak out again, but like right now I'm pretty close to
Squirting!
and if that makes me less entertaining to watch, I don't care either.
Can you hear me now? I'm gonna put this in my mouth. It's a dick. All about getting them dicks.
I don't care anymore at all.
I can't afford a dick. I watch my pornos. It'd be nice to not have to watch your pornos. That was my fucking squirt.
Look at that big dick squirting. Oh yeah, baby. On a giant dick with fire coming out of it.
It'd be nice to be the Jolly Green Giant. And they forced me to suck them off in a closet.
I was just a piece of meat for that dude.
BB, I need help. My fiance's mom's aunt passed from COVID, or how she told the hospital. She was elderly. As a result, though, she's worried and considers me. I don't care at all. That woman is a fucking retard. Once you understand that, everything makes sense.
Because it's about the dicks.
I have to go to the gay bar every day.
Quick, touch your asshole.
Must be nice.
It's like in a bar, it's like $5 per. People go out and have 8
Dicks.
not think twice about it. It's $40 plus, maybe $10 in tipping depending on how drunk you get. $50 could buy you 50
Dicks.
Guys, I used to be a drinker.
You think it's tough to rape a guy? You think it's tough to become sexually aroused by a guy and fuck the guy?